Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai 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 Gauranga. Jai Satchidananda, Jai Satchidananda, Jai Satchidananda, Gaura Hare. Jai Gaura Hare 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 Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paripatikaacharya Shtottara Sarvasri Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Coimbatore Shri Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Ramacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Shri Prabhupada Ki Prabhupada Ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Nitai Gur Premanande. All glories to Samil devotees, all glories to Samil devotees, all glories to Samil devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Guranga, all glories to Shri Prabhupada. Om Jnana Dividendasya Jnanandana Shalakaya Chakshurungitam Vena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadamdikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapadakamadam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Gurupam Sadrajatam Sahaganara Gunatam Vitamatattvajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidhinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sundavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Welcome to everybody. Hare Krishna. We have the opportunity to be situated at the lotus feet of their Lordship Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadramai and Srila Prabhupada. And today is a very important day for many. At least the night is very important for many. And I welcome all of you on this sunset of the 2023 year, beyond the sunset into the night, and the last day of 2023, and the onset of 2024, wishing you all a very, very happy new year ahead. Today is also a very important day. It is the disappearance day of His Divine Grace, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Srila Prabhupada, who is the spiritual master of Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, our founder, Acharya. So, it's also an intensely important day. So, I'm trying to today connect with that important event and recollect and glorify such a great personality. Along with that, try to be with you on some important aspects of the new year. I am reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text, where is it? Chapter 2, text 44. A very famous shloka often quoted by many. भोगैश्वर्य प्रसक्तानां तयापाकृत चेतसां व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धि समाधौ न विधीयते. In the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place. Purport: Samadhi means fixed mind. The Vedic dictionary, the Nirukti says, Samyak Adhiyate Asmin Atma Tattva Yathatmayam. When the mind is fixed for understanding the self, is said to be Samadhi. Samadhi is never possible for persons interested in material sense enjoyments and bewildered by such temporary things. They are more or less condemned to the process of material energy. The short purport. What's important there, it says that resolute determination does not take place. And New Year is full of resolutions. In another beautiful shloka, Krishna says, Vasayatmika buddhi eketa kurunandana bahushakani anantasya buddhayo avyavasayana. Those who are resolute in purpose, want their resolutions to be fulfilled. Eketa kurunandana, they have one focus. But those bahushaka, many branched intelligence, buddhayo avyavasayana, they don't achieve anything much. They are diverted to many. In this way, Krishna is giving very valuable advice to Arjuna. How to focus and have vyavasayatmika buddhi. This shloka was read by Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, our founder. And he read a commentary of an Acharya, Shrata Chakravarti Thakur. And he became immensely influenced by this Bhagavad Gita shloka. To be resolute in purpose, because he had a very important mandate given to him by his Guru, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, whose disappearance today we are trying to observe. And his Guru, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, had given him a very onerous task. He said we should go to foreign lands and preach the message of Bhagavad Gita and Krishna consciousness. And that's all he said. You must do this. Repeatedly he told him several times. The first time he met him also he said, you must do this. On the very first meeting in 1922, that time Prabhupada was Abhay Charan Day, and he was a Gandhian, following Gandhi, uniformed also like Gandhi, white and white with a white cap. Young Abhay Charan was asked by one of his friends to come and meet this great personality who was in the town, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. And Prabhupada, Bhakti Vedanta Swami is known as, I have seen too many of these sadhus. My father will bring every time somebody home. I have seen enough of them, I'm not interested in seeing them. And repeatedly his friend requested, no, this person is very different, you don't know. And he said, no, I know all of them, I've seen so many different persons. Nobody can be different from my experience. My father brings all sorts of holy men from my younger age I've seen. I don't have a great opinion about that. Somehow this friend of his convinced him and he came reluctantly to see Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And after hearing him, he asked him, who is going to listen to you now? Our country is burning with British influence and British ruling and colonization, and they are trying to get free. Who wants to hear you? And Lord Chaitanya and the Krishna and liberation and everything. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is known to have told him, it is not very important, nor is it very easy to get free from material shackles. If that happens, if we get free from Maya, automatically we get free from all these other things, including British. Getting free from the British is a byproduct of actually becoming free from Maya, and that is more important than burning importance it has. You should speak this to others and teach them. This is the wealth of India. And he became very convinced. Oh, that's a good point. Because he was also cultured in that from his younger ages. And he felt that this person is a very intelligent person. I think this message is in the right hands. In this way, he went back, but kept him in his mind. He's a nice man I met. A nice saint I met. He was very bold in telling me the truth, guiding me properly. And he kept it like this in his mind, and he took another 11 years. In 1932-33, Prabhupada got initiated as Abhaya Charanaravinda Das. Later became Bhakti Vedanta Swami when he took sannyasa. In this way, Prabhupada met a very strong personality, resolute in purpose. I'm saying this because I know many people make resolutions on the New Year, and the internet is replete with the resolutions and how to keep resolutions and why by the end of January you break all the resolutions and wait for the next New Year to come up so that they can do it. And the rest of the 11 months you are irresolute and you are happy about it in one sense. And the threat of the New Year always brings some new resolutions that you have to do because everybody else is doing and I should also do, and everybody else is at the end breaking it and I will also do it. So there's a lot of talk about that. But here you can learn from the life of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and from the life of Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada how to keep up a resolution. His guru told to Bhakti Vedanta Swami, go to foreign lands and preach. Because he wrote to him 3 months before Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur left this world. In 1936, December 31st, in the night, he passed away. And Prabhupada, 3 months before he passed away, wrote a letter to him and said, I am a grihastha, I am a businessman, I am your disciple. I feel so much that all your sannyasi disciples are doing so many wonderful things for you. What can I do for you? How can I serve you? Please order me. The reply came 3 months before Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur left, and he said that you should take this message to foreign lands. Same thing which he told him when he met him first. You are an intelligent man, you know to read and write English very well. Prabhupada wrote a nice offering on the birthday of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. So beautiful poem expressing the teachings that he had given and his wonderful service to the parampara and everything. So nice was the poetry. And his spiritual master noted that this person has understood very nicely. He expressed it very well in English language. And so he always told him, you preach in the English language. So this letter also said that. But Prabhupada was wondering, how will I do this? I am just a small grihastha. I have 5 children. I have a business running. I can give some donation. I can give some help here and there. Okay, if you want preacher, but how will I go all over the world and preach this message? The instruction and the task is so huge, much, much larger than myself. I'm so small. In this way, he struggled with it, how to understand it, how to do it. But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur in his life had shown how to pursue and focus on something. He was an extremely intelligent person, very well read, a great scholar. Right from his very young age, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was able to defeat some of the best scholars in arguments, especially from the Shastra, from the scripture. And he was also a great astronomer, astrologer, mathematician, everything. This is the amazing thing about Bhaktisiddhanta. He was a mathematician, astrologer, you name it. And at a very young age, I think when he was like 20 years old or something, even lesser than that, he wrote the Surya Siddhanta commentary on a very, very famous text. And others had written on it. And it was not so good explaining everything. But his commentary was so good. And he was asked to come and give a presentation when very young on the stage. And he said, I'm not interested. I mean, that's not my main focus. Astrology and all these things is not my main focus. We are in a different world. No offense meant. But astrology and all these things is not my real cup of tea. I just on the side did it. But they requested him to come and speak. And they invited also the other persons who had given commentary, which was a much elderly person. He was also on the stage and some others who had given a commentary. And he gave a smashing presentation. Just mentioned that this presentation was so good, so clear, so focused, and everybody understood it. And it was so good, it's mentioned that the person who wrote the previous commentary, he passed stool and urine on the stage. It's documented. It's documented. Such is the power of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Because even hearing this great saying, they had called him also they called Vinoda Thakur, his father, another very great Acharya, to come and speak at the confluence of Brahmins on Vaishnavism and Brahminism. That was a time when the Muslims were ruling and there was a lot of things happening. Conversions and forced conversions and violence and temples getting destroyed and so many things are happening. And the Brahmins, they were also rising and saying many things because they were the authority on whole Hinduism. They were the authority on all this. So many things were happening. And Bhakti Vinoda Thakur's father was invited to come and speak on this. So he said, I'm a little old and I'm not feeling well. He asked his son to go, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati to go and speak. A young personality, but he had so much faith and confidence in his son to go and speak. He went there and it was a huge audience. And this is one of the sterling, amazing presentations again he made. In a whole confluence of great Brahmanas sitting, scholars sitting, everything. He, as a young scholar, already known for his astrology and books and everything, he spoke and glorified Brahmanas. And the Shastra, from so many scriptures, he spoke and glorified Brahmanas. But then he also showed who's really a Brahmana. And then he proved that a devotee of Krishna is better than even a Brahmana. A devotee of Krishna is already a Brahmana, but a Brahmana need not be a devotee of Krishna. He may not be a Vaishnava. In this way, he produced more quotes and he was so well versed that the whole crowd was amazed with his logic, with his shastra and everything. People came to touch his feet after he was just going. This young person, they all came, I want to touch your feet, I want to take blessings from you. There's a big crowd and the policeman had to stop and protect Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Now, he became the central focus for the Brahmins. This man is dangerous for us. He is showing how the Brahmins are corrupt. Real Brahminism means this, Brahmana means like this, everything. He has exposed us. Dangerous fellow. So they all plotted to kill him. Our whole profession will be spoiled. We are holding so many temples. We have position. We have money. Everything will be spoiled if people don't know these type of things. Which may be true, may not be true, we don't know. They just bothered about our position and that's what they were worried about. You'll see in history always the higher level sections of society are the ones who spoil everything, especially in religion. It applies even to Christianity, to the Jews, to Muslims, to even Hindus. You'll see that in history. So they hired a policeman and inspector of police. Gave him lots of money and said, get him killed. Frame him with some case or something and get him killed. And the Brahmins were very powerful and very influential, so he accepted. He can't say no. Politically also they were very powerful, they knew all the Muslim kings and everything. So, but he, in his heart of hearts, had great respect for Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So he went to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and told him, please get out of this city, go somewhere else. He said, why? He explained the whole thing. I have been hired, I have been paid to kill you, and I won't do it. I have great respect. In this way, he told him, please get out of the city, go elsewhere. But this Saraswati did not go anywhere. He said, thank you very much for the interesting information. That means my preaching is very effective. People hate me. I say, when you speak the truth, people will hate you. Because people know you are speaking the truth and you are exposing them. And they don't speak the truth because it's not conducive and nice for the sake of their positions and whatever they are gaining and profiting. In this way, he said that don't worry. And he continued to be that type of a person. Powerful preacher. He was called Simha Guru, Lion Guru. A bold, fearless, and speaking the truth always. Speaking the truth always. See, even in religion you see, the people make compromises. Political situations make religious people make compromises, or they make very good deals, like the Brahmins were making with the Muslim kings and the Muslim rulers. They were having an understanding. Some things were going on there. Otherwise they said, we'll finish you. Otherwise you do this, you do that, you'll get this benefit like that. Political things. When religion becomes politically influenced, it loses its strength and vitality. So a lot of these religions became political religious groups. They become influenced by politics and rulers. There's a strange nexus of political people. The whole Christian religion, you will see that in history. When Christ passed away, he was crucified. After that, all the followers of Christ disappeared. Because they were looking for them and hunting them. Who's the follower? They'll kill you also. The Romans were deadly people. They're not very spiritually oriented, religiously oriented. They're very hedonistic, highly materialistic people. They were worshipping some Greek gods and all that, all for the sake of material benefits. So they were terrorized, so they disappeared. But here and there they started doing small groups underground. But over a period of time, about 400 years later, it's mentioned that the Roman king himself adopted Christianity because he found it easier to rule people with religion. Times have changed. The same Romans now used Christianity to rule. So you will see Roman Catholic Church. So you will see that history changed. They found it easy to use religion to rule people. People become more subdued. Authority of religion is very useful. So it became a political religion. For a period of time, all sorts of things are being taught. We don't even know. Same with all religions, even amongst Hindus. But Hinduism has got maybe a deeper philosophical, theological context. It's not so easy to shake it right from the top, especially with people who understand it. So that was the situation. And in that situation of the high class Hindus opposing you and the Muslims invading the whole country and destroying the so-called religions, edifices and philosophy and everything, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur was fighting all of them, including the Britishers colonizing after that. All of these influenced together and speaking the Bhagavad Gita's truth, the Bhagavatam's truth, standing tall and high. It was a very difficult time. It was completely swimming against the current. But he makes no compromises. And many of his contemporaries became compromised. Very well educated. They were called the Bhadra Lok. All educated class of people. The same class, you will see many great persons. Aurobindo, Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, Rajaram Mohan Roy, all of these were the people. Freedom fighters and modern Hindus came from them. All of them together. But Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur was so well read that he sorted through all these things and said, all these people are not speaking the right thing. They are afraid of speaking the right thing. Some of them are even influenced by the British, but some thought, you must keep up the original purity. He was speaking boldly. That's why he became a person who should be killed. That was the type of thing he was doing. This Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, even in his very young age, his father was culturing him very well, Bhakti Vinoda Thakur. In his very young age, in the house they had a nice temple, Radha Krishna worship going on. Bhakti Vinoda Thakur had brought some mangoes and left it for offering there. But this young boy, 4 years old, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, ventured here and there in the house and saw very, very nice ripe mangoes in the puja room. He ate it. He ate it and enjoyed it. His father saw it and told him, hey, you shouldn't have done that. Very nicely, softly he told him, oh, it has not been offered to Krishna and you ate it. That's okay, it's okay. Hey, next time. Then he was so sensitive to what his father said, although he was a 4-year-old boy. It affected him so much. He said, I've done a great wrong. I ate the mango without offering it to Krishna. I shall never eat mango in my life. 4-year-old, he took that resolution. I shall never eat mangoes in my life. Throughout his life he kept it. Whenever people gave him a ripe, nice mango to eat, he said, I'm an offender. I shall not eat this. And when he was 4 years old, he gave up mangoes. This is the meaning of Vyavasayatmika Buddhi Eke Kundana. This is the meaning of keeping up a resolution. Whether it is New Year or not, he kept up a resolution, I will not eat mango. Because why? I ate mango without offering it to the Lord. This is the meaning of Prabhupada. This is the meaning of an Acharya. He showed the signs of being a great Acharya when he was 4 years old. And he was a very sharp person. Anything he would read. The king of Manipur adopted him and took him as his minister. And he was only 18 years old. Manipur king, he called him to Manipur and said, become my minister. He was 18 years old, lesser than that I heard. He was writing books, speaking and giving advice to kings, what not he was doing. Who wants to see such personalities now? And amazingly, the history of most of India has been dumbed down. History was written by those people who were ruling India. Mughals wrote history and the British colonizers wrote our history. Even today our history book is the same thing for the children. It's not changed. There is an ancient saying in Africa that hunting and lions. The thing there that says that history will always be written by the hunter because the lions don't have historians. They are hunted. And it will always contain glory of the hunter only. How he hunted and killed the lion. History is always written by the hunter and it will always be about him hunting the lions. Because the lions don't have a historian among themselves. If they were to write history, it will be totally different. There's a saying in Africa like that by a very famous personality quoting it. So you will see all the colonizers and invaders wrote history for us. And we believe it. You open a history book, you'll see Robert Clive, Warren Hastings. You'll see all these people and Shivaji in a small paragraph will be written. Chola dynasty, nothing small will be written. Raja Chola, he went right up to Cambodia and built the Vishnu temple. In today it is there, Angkor Wat. You can see all over Southeast Asia his influence was felt. Nothing you will hear about it. You won't read it. You need to get a movie. The movie will give you more information on Rajendra Chola and Chola dynasty than the history book. History book will speak with 2 paragraphs. Rajendra Chola, he was a great king. He conquered from this place to this place. We'll stop over. But Robert Clive, so many, he brought this, that act, this thing, that thing, and everything will be written. Why? History is written by the hunter. You guys should never know your history. The way to conquer is to dumb you down. The rich history of India. And today even Indians speak Mahabharata, Ramayana, how can we believe? You don't even believe in your own history. You lost it, you've forgotten it, you don't even know it. Most of us don't know it. They are all completely filled with Western thought, Western ideologies, and here I am speaking in English only. This is our accepted mode of operation. We have been made to feel inferior about our own culture, our own scripture, our own Mahabharata, our own Ramayana, and it's written. So you will see that you will not hear much about Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. You won't hear much about Rani Lakshmi Bai. You won't hear much about Rajarajendra Chola. You won't hear much about Ganesh. Unless Shivaji Ganeshan access Shivaji. That becomes popular because it is Shivaji Ganeshan acted as Ganesh and Shivaji. The real history of Shivaji was what a powerful personality he was. That very few Indians know much. In Maratha they know something, Maharashtra. But the whole world should know. In the same way, the world is coming to know about the great history of India. Because there are many people now, forget the textbooks, forget this, and they're writing books, and they're investigating, researching, and bringing out the great history, the freedom struggle, and the great personalities who are dumbed down by the Britishers and by people in India operating for the Britishers, and the leftist people and all that. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's history similarly is not known much. But like I mentioned now, many people are waking up to history. The United Nations, UNESCO, Education Cultural Organization, has recognized 2024, which is the 150th anniversary of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's birthday appearance. And in 2024, the UNESCO is noted Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's contribution as a great social reformer and a great personality in their own way, in society ways. But we know he was a pure devotee of Krishna, a powerful Acharya, speaking the message of the Vedic texts very powerfully and made great reform, established 64 Gaudiya Mathas all over India and started a revolution, breaking new ground. So amazingly, the UNESCO has recognized Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's appearance, and in 2024 it will be celebrated as the year of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And for all of you who are in Coimbatore, you must know in his life history is mentioned he came to Coimbatore. That's the interesting thing I tell you today. Happy New Year. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and there's a photograph of him being received there. People giving him because you're a person. Then he goes from here to Ooty. In Ooty, he stayed for 1 month. Stayed for 1 month in Ooty. And then there's a writer. Okay, this is done the Saraswati Thakur. We are going to glorify in our new Kovichandra project. We have a special freedom established for Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, which we plan to do this year in the year of 150 years of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and dedicate a special place in memoriam, as a memorial for him. And you will hear more about his glories, his works, and his amazing writings, and his reformation that he unleashed for the betterment of human society. Right? So, you're not sitting in a strange place. In this place, in Coimbatore, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's lotus feet came here. Maybe you can say Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada did not come here, but his spiritual master came here. And it's our great fortune that we are establishing a temple to commemorate such great personalities and have them influence the citizens of Coimbatore with their thought, with their amazing contributions, so that we can become better human beings. We can follow the instructions given by Krishna in Gita and change values so that we can contribute to human society in a much better way. Shri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj ki. Today is Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's disappearance day. Today he achieved Samadhi and back to Goloka Vrindavana, back to Krishna. So we are happy to be able to glorify him today, and at the same time remind you how to resolute in purpose. How to take a resolution today, utilize the new year to fortify yourself in Krishna consciousness, in spirituality, by taking a resolution. If you're not chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, please start doing it today. You're already doing upgrade yourself a little more. If you have not read the Bhagavad Gita, please tell yourself, I'm going to read a shloka a day. I'm going to read a chapter a week. Or keeping it. And there are numerous books written by Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. It is so wonderful. The Bhagavatam, the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the Bhagavad Gita, and many other books. The life history of Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada is also available. It's very inspirational. How he, in resolute purpose, crossed the ocean and through to the instruction of his guru, started the Krishna consciousness movement in 1966 when he was 70 plus years old in New York and registered it. And from then on he unleashed a revolution. And today we have more than 800 centers all over the world, so many temples, communities, devotees, and so many festivals and wonderful things going on to help human society provide spiritual. So very much for being more resolute by getting inspired the life of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Again, wishing you all a very happy New Year. Happy Happy.
Today's Sunday feast, we welcome our special guest, Mr. Maharaj, MD, MLVS, and his wife, Mrs. Lalita. இன்றைய ஞாயிறத்தின் சிறப்பு விருந்தினர் மிஸ்டர் மோகன்ராஜ் அவர்கள், எம்டி, எம்எல்விஎஸ் லிமிடெட், அவருடைய மனைவி அவர்களுக்கு வரவேற்கிறேன். ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா. ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா. இந்த ஞாயிறு விருந்தின் பிரசாத விநியோகம் விநியோகம் செய்யப்படும். பக்தர்களுக்கு இன்றைய ஞாயிறு விருந்து பிரசாத விநியோகம் நமது நுழைவாய் அருகே விநியோகம் செய்யப்படும். அதுக்கு முன்பாக இது சங்கீர்த்தனம் புதிய நடைபெறுகிற நாமசங்கீர்த்தனம் தொடர்ந்து பங்கேற்கிறோம். இந்த ஞாயிறு விருந்தின் பிரசாத விநியோகம் நமது நுழைவாயில் அருகே விநியோகம் செய்யப்படும். பக்தர்கள் இந்த ஹரிநாம மண்டபத்தின் வழியாக சென்று இந்த ஞாயிறு விருந்து பிரசாதத்தை கிருஷ்ணா. மற்றொரு அறிவிப்பு, நமது ISKCON கோயில்பாக சிறப்பு விருந்து ஒரு ஏற்பாடு செய்யப்பட்டுள்ளது. பல பக்தர்கள் பதிவு செய்துள்ளார்கள். இந்த புத்தாண்டில் பதிவு செய்த பக்தர்கள் தயவு செய்து இங்கு தனியாக கூப்பன் கொடுக்கப்படும். அந்த கூப்பனை பெற்றுக்கொண்டு